Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Macy Marie. This evening, fire officials are trying to figure out what caused a house fire that killed an elderly woman in Jackson County. It happened just before 5 this morning off US 421 in Sand Gap. 5 fire departments were called in to shuttle water because there was not a nearby hydrant. Lauren Miner has reaction from the community.
A scene that has left the Sand Gap community heartbroken. Several fire departments responded to a home on Morris Lane early this morning. Linda Bowles lives right down the road and learned the news from a neighbor.
I rode down to the road and the house was gone.
Bowles says she knew the victim found inside the home. Her name has not yet been released by the coroner, but she says the woman was well respected and someone many share memories with.
She taught me in Sunday school. I even had her in Sunday school when I was a little girl. So I've known her all my life.
Bowles tells me she never met a stranger.
No matter where you meet her at, she'd stand and talk to you. I mean, she was that way.
And her home, I'm told, was filled with beautiful antiques.
She was a collector of antiques, and her husband made a lot of the furniture.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Police say there does not appear at this time to be anything suspicious about it. And while fire investigators look for answers, members of the community reflect on the woman many called a friend.
We'll miss her and we'll think about her a long, long time.
In Jackson County, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
Police say the woman's body was taken to Frankfort for an autopsy. The Breckinridge County Sheriff was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence. Kentucky State Police say officers responded to a 2-vehicle crash on Kentucky 259 in Breckinridge County Friday night. They found Sheriff Todd Pate hiding beer bottles in the woods, smelling like alcohol with bloodshot eyes. The other driver was taken to the hospital but is expected to be okay. Pate pleaded guilty to DUI back in 2015. Today's warm weather brought some teachers to the sidewalks of downtown Prestonsburg. Floyd County teachers are protesting House Bill 205, which they say will take money from already underfunded public schools. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher walked the streets with them to know why they believe this bill is toxic.
Sending their message loud and clear.
We're here today for our children. Even though I have laryngitis, I'm not going to be silent.
Greta Gilbert and Angela Coleman are teachers in the Floyd County school system.
We are rallying for public education. There's an attack on public education in this state.
Saturday, many Floyd County teachers lined the streets of downtown Prestonsburg.
They came after our pensions last year. They're coming after our schools this year, and it's not acceptable.
There are multiple House bills they are keeping a close eye on, but Saturday, their main focus is House Bill 205.
So 205 would take that money away from public schools, which we're already trying to scrape by as it is.
Gilbert says public schools play a big role in each community.
Our public schools are servicing all kids. Nobody's excluded.
And they say this bill will hurt the students in the long run.
This is not just about teachers. This is about our students, because at the end of the day, anything they do to hurt our schools, hurt our teachers, hurts our students, and they're our most precious resource.
And they want the state to know their opinion on the bill.
Shout out to 8th grade day students. Ms. Coleman loves you.
In Floyd County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Angela Coleman says they hope to have more rallies like this in the future. Earlier this week, media outlets reported Governor Matt Bevin said he supports the bill that offers tax breaks when people donate to private school scholarships. This weekend is the WYMT Sport, Boat, and RV Show at the East Kentucky Expo Center over in Pikeville. It's not just boats, trucks, RVs, and off-road vehicles, though. There is a trout fishing pond, clothing, hot sauce, fishing lures, and more. Some of the local vendors say buying something now almost guarantees that you'll be getting the best deal of the year. And it's fun for the kids, too. Kids 12 and under, well, they get to fish for free.
Well, the kids enjoy fishing here, and we just, keep coming back. Because as you can see, we're pretty busy.
If you missed the expo, you can still head over tomorrow until 5 p.m. Opening day of Keeneland Spring Meet is now less than a month away. Today, the track held their annual job fair. Keeneland will be hiring 2,000 seasonal workers for races this year. Positions for the racing season include everything from parking, track maintenance, and guest services. Plenty of people come back every year, but the track is always looking to hire new people to join the Keeneland family.
There's nothing like being part of the races between the patrons that come and the employees that are here, the green coats that have been part of us for ages. It's an incredible family sort of environment that we have amongst our employees.
If you missed today's job fair, no worries. You can still apply at Keeneland's Hiring Center. Over in Corbin, 2nd and Main hosted the first ever TEDx in Eastern Kentucky today and had quite the turnout. WYMT's Lauren McCord talked with guests and speakers about what the experience was like for them.
An idea that came about a few years ago landed in Eastern Kentucky on Saturday.
It's one of the first rural TED events anywhere in Appalachia, so it's a groundbreaking event.
After a lot of negative news out of central Appalachia, the people here found a way to focus on the positives without ignoring the problems the region faces.
We decided that we wanted an avenue to share some of the more positive stories about Appalachia and Eastern Kentucky.
And TEDx co-chair Will Nash says what better way than to host TEDx. The event in Corbin, a town locals say is growing.
If you look at downtown Corbin today versus what it was 10 years ago, it's a really great story in what is possible in downtown revitalization for Eastern Kentucky.
20 different speakers who all have ties to Appalachia talked about various topics.
Being up on stage was really exciting and a little nerve-wracking.
From photographers to scientists.
Showed the milking of an eastern rattlesnake and how they get out the venom. Super interesting, really fun.
Visitors from Kentucky like Morgan and Joseph McCam enjoyed hearing all sorts of different subjects about the region.
Having a format and a platform for Appalachian voices to be heard is so imperative today.
Hoping this will give others a better perspective on Eastern Kentucky. In Corbin, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
You can find the videos of today's speakers on TEDxCorbin.com or on their YouTube page. Now, also during that event today came an announcement that Toyota will partner with developers for a 700-acre solar farm on a Pike County strip mine. It will be the largest solar panel farm in the state. 43 years ago, on March 9, 1976, the first of 2 explosions rocked the Scotia mine in the Oven Fork area of Letcher County. 26 men were killed, 15 by the first explosion, and 11 died after the second on March 11th. Several others survived the gas and coal dust explosions. The disaster prompted Congress to revise the Federal Mine Safety and Health Act. You can see an in-depth report Tony Turner did on the disaster over on our website, WYMT.com. West Virginia officials say a contract dispute caused a shutdown of sports betting at a casino. The Mardi Gras and Wheeling Island casinos temporarily closed to close their sports books and online app. The state lottery director says officials are working to restore the sports betting. Players with questions are encouraged to call the casinos. In national news, embattled singer R. Kelly was released from jail today after posting bond for failing to pay more than $161,000 in child support he owed his ex-wife. Kelly also faces 10 charges of aggravated criminal sexual abuse against 4 victims, 3 of whom were underage at the time of the alleged abuse. Under terms of his 2009 divorce, Kelly must pay $20,000 a month in child support, but he stopped making the required payments last spring and owed more than $190,000. A judge ordered him to pay the bulk of that by last Wednesday. A plane forced to make an emergency landing at Newmark Airport in New Jersey shut down the busy facility early this morning. An air transit flight headed from Montreal to Florida was forced to divert to New Jersey after a fire reportedly broke out in the plane's cargo area around 8:30 a.m. Fire crews quickly responded at Newark, and the passengers left the flight using emergency slides. The airport reopened just before 10 a.m. We'll have a full look at your forecast right after this break.
What happens when you combine the region's best network with a plan that requires no money down on the phone you choose, but also allows you to upgrade to the latest and greatest phone quicker? You get the Appalachian Advantage. Get any device for $0 down and upgrade your smartphone once half your device payments are made. With a qualifying trade-in, choose a device payment plan, 6, 12, 18, 24, or 36 months. We'll leave that decision to you. Just another way Appalachian Wireless proves better service and bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless. Phone payment plan required. See store for details. Advantage